Right, okay, now the tour's been done. How has this tour been for you?
Right, do you know what happened?
No. Ooh, a few more injuries.
Right, so in Scotland, went outside for a smoke, so it was about a week ago. It was raining and cold, jogged back in, sort of, just to get back in like that. Caught something, fell over, scraped myself to pieces everywhere, knocked myself out, hit a wall. Got up because I was so embarrassed. I looked around to see if anyone was looking. Looked through, none of the reception girls saw me. Walked in back to the bar where John and Gary were sitting and sat down. And they just looked at me like this. I had blood coming down from all over my face, just cut and everything here as well. And they're going, Jerry, what happened? I said, oh, I just fell over. I didn't know any of this. Yeah. I haven't looked in the mirror. And so then I started to, I didn't still realise the enormity of how bad it was. And then he's trying to dab me, he's going, look, get all this blood off your nose. Jesus Christ, it's not dripping blood, it's a cut. Knees, everything. And then, so they're trying to clean me up a bit. And everywhere you look, there's more blood, right, everywhere. And and then I started going into shock. And I said, John, I think I'm doing a whitey, like this. And he said I fell asleep, I didn't, I passed out. And I came round again and I said, you got to get me upstairs. So they took me to the lift, fainted in the lift, just literally got holding me up. Came round again, they got me out of the lift, flopped down on the floor, completely passed out. I thought I was having a beautiful dream. And they said, no, you're out for about 5 seconds. I was having a beautiful dream. They got me up again and took me into... The last thing I said to Jen was, I was sharing a room with Jen, I said, I won't wake you up, Jen, I'll be up in about half an hour. And we got the key in the door and Jen's in bed, and Jen's just like, well, what's that? What's that to? You've been in a fight, you've been run over. So they sat down, they were trying to take me to intensive care, to A&E. I was like, no, it's all right. And anyway, it was really funny. So I went, them two went, they checked out that I didn't have a concussion, they were just saying who's Prime Minister and blah, 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 and okay, you're lucid now. And I went and looked in the mirror and I was just, what the fuck is going on? And just everywhere I look, there's blood, cuts, and Jen's going, just get in the shower or something. And I still wasn't sure if I was going to pass out. Got in the shower, got myself cleaned up a bit. But next day, the drive back from Scotland, really long drive, I was in agony. And I didn't think I could do the rest of the tour. I was in shock, and the pain was unbelievable because I cracked a rib as well.
Ouch.
Which I forgot to mention, that's the worst thing. And I just couldn't move every time the van went round the corner. And so I'm just sitting there, bleak for fucking 9 hours driving back from Scotland. I thought I'd better tell Jelly, my partner.
Yeah,
She's going, because I've told her, I said over the phone that I'm a bit messed up. She's going, right, you're too old for this. You're not doing any more tours, right? And when we got back about, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night or something. I walked in and she just looked at me like, it's come down a bit now, but so apart from that, it's been great.
That's good then. What's it been like not having your drinking buddy out here?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's it. What?
Can say goodbye, sorry.
That's alright.
I'll email you back as soon as we talk. It's not a big deal, sorry.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Ems. Look after him.
Come on, try.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll see you soon. Ciao.
Right, bye.
Bye-bye. Right, my best mate, Alan.
Yeah, what's it been like not having him here on the tour?
Well, I was Al's best man, he's going to be mine when we get married. What's it like? Horrible. No, I mean, there's no one quite, no, me and Al are so close, it's unbelievable. What's it like? Gary's done good, it's not the same at all. Al's such a good bass player and we do all the harmonies together, and so a lot of harmonies I've been doing on my own and with Ian. I've just been doing them on my own, you can't harmonise on your own. No, I miss Al, and I don't like doing this without him.
It's a very noticeable difference between when Gary's playing and
Well,
Al, because he can play exactly the same notes,
Al's
but
a
it's not
rock
Al's.
star. Yeah, Al's a rock star. And,
It's very quiet without that booming laugh.
yeah. It's so funny when the times like I'll sort of get lost in a hotel or something, and then where are we? And you just hear, that's the direction. No, he is my bestest friend on this planet. So of course, yeah, seriously miss that bloke. And the only times we get to see each other, apart from weddings or funerals, is on tour. And we always meet up in really strange places, like we meet up in Japan, Australia, Portugal, wherever we're gigging.
He's drunk the world.
Yeah. He's just the most insane. He's calmed down a lot, actually, Al. Which I really sometimes I don't recognise him. And he's actually tries to avoid me, so he'll get a hotel instead of staying around mine. And he'll go, Jess, look, I'm doing this because his prostate's bad. He's got something wrong with his throat because he did too much too young.
Yeah.
And he's got a few things wrong with him, and he really can't. When Al's sitting on the toilet trying to pee for half an hour, and he's just sitting there, and a little trickle. I remember there was one time, and I just took him in a spliff, and I said, "Look, smoke that." Brilliant, Jess, brilliant, nice one. So, I seriously miss him. Like I say, most of the only times we really see each other is on tour, and we're inseparable, me and Al. Apart from 3,000 miles.
Yeah. Right, okay, this is another Al-related question. Given that both you and Al were the known Hellraisers in the band in your youth, there was a story I'm really curious to hear about. Now, I don't know if you can remember it or if you're willing to recount the incident that you both got into with Sepultura in Japan. Because I've heard about it in the metal world, there was a tiny little bit mentioned about it.
Ian told me, because it was a bit of a blur. But funny enough, Ian, we were talking about it in Manchester the other night, and because Ian was in his room listening to all this, because I knew Ian was next to me, and so what happens is, me and Al have been out hell raising, we'd obviously ruffled a few feathers, and these two guys, I don't know how they knew which my room was, but we're walking down the landing in the hotel, and it's these two guys, and I'm thinking, they look quite threatening as well, and the closer I get, they're actually outside my door, and they're standing there like this. And it's like, can I key in my door please, mate? And it's like, can you move? It's like, right, now one lad's about this big, and the other one's about this big. Alan's bigger than me, Alan's 6'1", I'm 5'10". This hand comes from behind me and grabs a midget by the throat, which is Alan. So when they're going like this, Al's going, for fuck's sake, so he gets a midget, start fighting with him. And I'm like, here we go. So I have to fight a big bastard. And Ian told me, literally the other day, because it was a bit of a blur, I always thought it happened in a slightly different way, but Ian said, Jez, this is what happened. Because I know he had me in some hold, because he was bigger than me. And Ian said that, he said, right, I'm going to let you go now, right, you learn your lesson. And Ian said, I was going, yep. Alright, so, yeah. And he says, and I know as soon as he got me, I remember him shouting, come on, you fucker! Which woke Mike up. Mike was in a couple of rooms down. He said, I was awoken by playground taunts. And me shouting, come on, you fucker. And I just belted the shit out of this bloke so bad. And then the hotel security came. Mike said there was a guy, he said, what did you do? This bloke's face was completely bloody. He don't let me go in a fight.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in that one.
Yeah, I busted a rib on that one. I've still got a dent in my head. Half my head was yellow, which I thought was quite apt being in Japan. And yeah, so I remember saying to Mike when I got this the other day, I said, I was okay in Japan when I had a broken rib, busted rib, so that's that one.
Right.
I wonder which one you were going to ask about me now. It's actually hilarious, ridiculous stories. They're all true.
Right, can you describe what it's like playing to a fully packed Wembley Stadium?
It was weird. I grew up in Wembley. I grew up in Kentish Town. I was born in Kentish Town, moved to Wembley when I was about 11, 12. So, you know, we used to hang around Wembley Stadium and Arena and try and bunk in at the Globetrotters and all this. So it was kind of good. But what's it like? So when you go in there to sound check, everything seems quite small. Any venue, and it only gets big when the audience are in. So you know, you're in the sound check and it's like, okay, right. But no, when that's full, it's scary, it's daunting and humbling. So I remember going out there, I remember looking up and it was just, fuck. But, you know, we've done them all. We've done big festivals all over the world, so it's not that bad, but there is a huge, you just feel it crushing you in a way. And but once you looked up, then I remember feeling confident. And I remember I'd seen a video of it and of something. I think it was real, and it was a break in the song, and I just see me and Mike run straight into each other. You know, sort of usual calamity. You know, it's a massive stage. You know, we still have to.
Yeah, I've seen you dodge each other on that one. Okay, are there any B-sides you wish you played more live?
I always like Dead People's Lives. So that one's nailed. Oh yeah, there are. There's Up from the Ashes is a good one. We've done Caricature quite a few times.
Yeah.
We love that. Mike's written a few little ditties. I think right now, but it was good doing Dead People's Lives. It's only just come together halfway through the tour. Actually, it sounded a bit. How did it sound to you?
I thought it was great, even though it was obviously different to what you hear in the studio.
Yeah.
But, you know, from 20 years ago, it went down really well.
Yeah. There's a few that he's done that I really like. I remember that about Blur as well, because we were stable mates with Blur, and I'd always nick their song records from the record company. I always found the B-sides to be really interesting. So yeah, I can't think of any at the moment, but it was good to do Dead People's Lives. I thought it was a bit ambitious because it just in the studio when we were doing it, it sounded pretty naff. But you know, you have to just grow with it a bit, and then eventually it comes into itself.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
In your career as a musician, what has been your best moment and what has been the worst?
Best moment. Do you know what? I've got to talk about Jesus Jones, haven't I? I mean, as a musician, you know,
No, come on.
I've been in bands that I've written all the songs for,
Yeah.
and when that comes together and you play well, because it makes a change, you know. I remember saying to my brother once after we played the Moon Fiddle, I was in a band, one of my bands was Feely Room, and I wrote everything, every single song. And I just remember saying to my brother afterwards, I wrote all those. And it's really nice to do that, as opposed to having Mike dictating all the time. So I suppose, and also when I did the Wonder stuff, I really enjoyed that. The Shepherd's Bush gig was brilliant. I mean, Miles put the electric guitar on for 4 songs, and it was 29 songs, so the rest of the time I was playing mainly lead guitar. So I'll put that one down. The Wonder stuff at Shepherd's Bush was a real moment for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, playing some of those songs that I just grew up listening to, and I love like Poison and I can't think of the bloody names of them now, but some of them songs just great. Yeah, outside Jesus Jones, I think some of my personal greatest moments have been putting my own band together, doing all the other songs, getting them all to sound great. I worked so hard at that, just couldn't get it signed. And it's very difficult to get something in business.
Yeah. Well, that was
the thing that I like about Jesus Jones is you can never take the credit away from Mike. He is absolutely, he's a laser beam. if he makes up his mind to do something, you know it's going to be good. And if it's not good, it's because someone's fucking up. But that's what I like about him. He's always going to get his vocals in. He's such a great writer. Yeah. And he's got a real vision as well. It's something that we don't really say to Mike, you know, we kind of take him for granted. You know, the interviews we do, it's like, what, you and Al, you're like, you get a bit carried away and talking about trivial things like me and Al getting in trouble all the time and whatever. But no, I have to say that hands down to Michael Edwards. He's a great songwriter.
He certainly is.
He's a visionary. You know, I can't wait for this new album that we're doing. I've heard Mike put some demos together, and I've heard them. They're great. Really
Can't
good.
wait to hear them myself.
Really good.
Okay, right. In today's climate of record contracts and sales, do you think Jesus Jones, do you think if Jesus Jones were to start out today, you'd reach the same levels of success that you did in the 90s?
Yeah, because with the climate, the way the climate is at the moment, it's just messed up. If we were a young band starting out now, I think we would, because again, I'm going to big Mike up, because Mike will do whatever everyone else isn't doing, and he'll gather from this side of music, this side of music, this side of music, this side, a bit of AC/DC, a bit of this, bit of that, dance, whatever, you know, his influences. So, I think we do well, whatever. I honestly credit Mike as being a bit of a prince, one of those sort of, you know, he plays his bass lines, you know, he writes the bass lines, he writes the keyboards, great, and he programs the drum beats. So I remember an interview we did recently, we kind of, everyone seemed to miss out that factor that Mike is actually a serious contender for just being just a great musician. Like I say, so I remember like watching back and thinking, I should have said a bit more about Mikey, you know, how focused he is. So I can't remember what the question was.
No, you answered it, saying that you'd make it.
Okay. Yeah, we would. I mean, you know, we had great looks in the band as well when we were young, which always helps. You know, Mike's a great looking bloke. You know, we're all kind of. So that's another plus. Yeah. And then we just wanted to kick arse every time we got on stage. You know, we just wanted to get absolutely lumpy, and it was like vying for this. Who could be more nutty? And you know, I've got to give that to Ian.
Yeah,
he's
certainly.
a great performer. You know what? When we do festivals, and you get kids on their dad's shoulders and all that, they love it, and they think he's some kind of clown. You know, people tell me he's like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy."
Yeah, he certainly doesn't stay still, does he?
And it's funny when he's behind you, because he's this lunatic, you know, behind me all the time. And I try to move to the side so everyone can see him. I don't like standing in front of him. When I move in the middle, I'm kind of, well, I want to see what Ian's doing. So, yeah, he's a great performer.
Yeah, he certainly is. Okay, last question. Last year, when you did your tour for Doubt, what was your personal highlight from the tour?
2 and 2, playing that song. I love 2 and 2, that song. Like, that's his voice go really. Highlights. Just all of having Jem back, 5 of us together. Forgotten what that was like. Forgotten how brotherly and how much we seriously really respect and love each other. I mean, Tony was okay on drums. He did good, but having Jem back is just. The best thing on earth, really. From
an outsider, it seems like Jen coming back has almost been a catalyst to increased activity.
It is, because he doesn't. Excuse me. He wants to do so much. Since he's been back, we've toured Australia, UK twice, isn't that? He hasn't been, I don't think he's been back a year, probably a year. But the place Jen's at is, he's kind of lonely, bless him, he's busted up with his wife for a long time. So he really needed his brothers, which we are. Mike and Jen are great mates.
Yeah, they go back a long way.
And it's nice that Mike's got Jen. They've got each other. I like that. It's nice to see Mike's just like straight like that again. I love Jen, and me and him work together. You know, I'm a freelance artist. And so when most of the time I'm working my balls off. If I haven't got work, I work with Jen. We put in shower screens in really posh millionaire houses. And it's a great day. I mean, I earn half the money I'd earn if I was doing my job.
Yeah.
But it's just such a nice day. He picks me up at around 6:30 days and we drive off to Cotswolds or something. It's literally there's some funny moments when me and him are, you know, you fuck around with this glass and it breaks, is it?
Yeah.
We had one. Snaps us, but you know, we're up like this and our faces are like this, and it was just the other day he just went, just get off. So now we've got this thing when we're in this sort of position, just be careful, don't do that, and then it's like, and we do this, it cracks us up. He is, I love that man.
It's
Beyond
things
belief.
like that, you can't put a price on things like that, can you?
Yeah, it's just so funny. It's just so funny. It's absolutely wonderful having Jen back, I'll tell you. Got my really good mate back. And we're very close. My missus, Chalet, so me and Chalet have moved to a house in Egham and Jen rents her flat in Hounslow. So we're only 4 stops away from each other, which is good. Ian's in Epsom now, Alan's in America, Mike's in Cirencester. It's hard to see your bros.
Yeah.
But me and Jen, like I say, we work together, we drink together. You know, he's always come around Sunday lunch with his kids. He's got great kids. He's just trying to find his feet again now, because he's been through a lot, you know, splitting up and Monica and all that. So, but you know, it's going good, Lush.
Right, well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
My pleasure.